Let me see. I will also unmute both so you can speak. Hi, Selva. I don't think you were
Yeah,
there
hi.
in the previous one.
Yeah, yes. This is my first time I'm joining, Karthi, in this session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Visalakshi, you have something you want to add? Maybe later, but I have you unmuted as well. Give me a minute and then we'll get started, please. All right, let's go. So I'll give you an overview of what we're doing. Primarily with Foxyiz, right now what I did is I'm creating a demo folder. In the demo folder, I'm keeping things very simple. Hand raise, Selva. You don't have any question, you can put your hand on, maybe. Let me know you're all unmuted, just in case. I don't need anything in X except for what I'm trying to do as the capability as CSV that just says what actions we have, and drivers or any other automation drivers, or a few things that we need. Y is where I'm starting to add what tests I want to run, all my plans, actions, designs. So all of those are here. Z will have the results. So as the execution happens, so for example, today, I've been doing all this execution on this folder for a while. So it's all clumsy, but ideally, when I want to give it as a distribution versus a version, Fox is a distribution versus I version, I will clean up a little. So what's my cleanup job first? Let me speak about that. Now, X will be standard. You can add more content as you go forward. In Y, it is all cluttered. So I'll leave things as they are for now. But, oops, 1 second. I'm doing it in demo, correct. So Z, all the results that I have, I don't need any of them. The only thing I'm keeping as templates and log are these 4 files on the bottom. That will tell me how my plans or test cases ran and how my actions or steps ran. So I can delete all these temporary folders that, or rather result folders. So this is how Z must look. And I don't need a couple of engines. So Foxyiz F start, I don't know what, 1 second, let me see. So for the end user, this is all that is going in as a package team. No code there. Everything is in Foxyiz. I have F start. In this, only math1.json is what I'm saying. So in my Y drive, I'll have math1.json that basically says run a few math tests. And F start all is the same JSON, but it's saying do API, math3, and a few more. And it is also giving drivers. So there's some UI, API, and math. My run is a simple Windows command, batch file actually. You can go to command prompt on your specific folder, and you should just be able to type in this and say fstart.json is the config file that we're giving. So foxyiz.exe, that's the only input. In this case, let's say if I want to run it for fstart-all.json, that's the only change I'm doing. And the easiest way to run it is from command prompt. So you can also see some of the in execution errors and so on. So let's do a quick execution for this. So for me, this is all the commands. So I can either say run, and this can be changed, team. This is just batch files. A lot of it can be changed. Everything, in fact, can be custom named. Only XYZ, we're trying to keep it as constant. So at the moment, it is trying to run all of these 4 or 5 different sets of plans, actions, and designs in parallel, up to 4 of them. So there are some issues, team. What I did was I used something called as a pip installer, or sorry, rather py installer, where I could package my fengine.py, extractions.py, whatever were the needed libraries into one thing. So it's launched the UI test and it is doing fine. I'll let it handle on the back end. But for some reason, math3.json, it's saying, okay, math3.json is not found. That is where I go into the infinite loop of now the new folders are getting generated, team, timestamp and what we're running. And team, the whole intent is I'm trying to make it into a fully viable end-to-end software test automation and quality engineering solution. So that becomes important. Okay, let the execution happen. My question was more on fstart all math3.json. Do we have math3 also? No, there's no math3. So that's an issue by itself. There's math1.json. I just want to make sure that we have the right ones. Whoa, so many. It is even the Y folder is all across the place, team. Hmm. Okay. If I give this to you as a demo, um, demo. What I'm trying to do is zip it and give it to you so you can try it at your end as well. So it is running a few. It is failing on a few, and that is fine because this will change. So at the moment, the way I'm building this team is here. What I'll do is I'll just remove the API AI side of actions because I think that's the only one that has credentials. Even the UI has credentials, team. So I'm just sharing with a very limited audience. Be a little conscious because there are credit card assigned to it for additional automations that run. So as is, I'm giving you this version, which is not a great version to give. Why should I give you this version? That's fine. Let's see how big this is. So it's failed on API and math.json. It's been failing, team, and I'm aware of it. So the same thing as a little better version. One second, I'm trying to upload. So I'm going to give you this. If you get a link, please see if you can download and unpackage it into your driver and share your screen, please. Let's see how it runs from your side. 52 MB. Shouldn't take too long. Okay, less than a minute left there to do it. So here's my working version of the same thing, team. What I've done here is I'm cleaning up why. So I have simple AI, simple API tests, math, and a few in UI. All right. 3 applications, actually 2 applications. These are enough. I can delete the others for now. We can rebuild later. I have these files. So you has Cogmento and Hero KU, these 2 applications team. So design is here where it tells us where the URL and so on, and then actions and plans. Actions are incorrect here. That's fine. I'll just do a few for now. Hmm. Once I get into the depth of a team, it's a lost journey. So anyway, demo.zip is uploaded. I'm giving you the shareable share. Anyone with the link, copy link, done. So at the moment for this session, this is the only link I copied. Just in case we need to send this across to everyone, then that will happen. Oh yeah, Grok also, the chat. All right. So do me a favor, team. The version that I sent to you, download it onto your system. Yes, for the code, I just put it in chat, Visalakshi. Now, what I want to show you is how I generate this. So if you look at the difference between like core 15 and which screen are we looking at? We're looking at the right one only, right? And the demo, I don't have fengine.py and I don't have xactions.py. So the code is hidden because we don't want the user to get lost in the code itself. So all they need to do is build Y and execute Z. So that is the whole purpose of it. Now, let me know if you downloaded and if you are able to show me your screen. If it's taking a minute to download, I'll tell you exactly what we're doing in PyCharm. So in the IDE team where I'm building it, I was using Grok as well, but switching between depending on the need and playing around. I have my fengine.py, that's my main code. I have my fstart.json that's saying these are the different plans and this thread count of 4. So run them in parallel and it's running fine out here for most of it. My Y, like I said, is cleaned up. Just have a few of them. And for me to generate an engine, I'm using PyInstaller. So in Foxyiz folder, I just kept a shortcut. No, actually the file itself, not the shortcut. So PyInstaller, the whole command that I'm giving is very simple, team. Let's go to this folder. Yeah, so I'm doing it in the terminal out here in the same environment. So I'm asking it to package everything. And there are only a couple of, in fact, imports that it requires. Let me make sure. Is this the correct one? No, this is the right one. I was wondering because I need to import pandas NumPy, Selenium, X actions. So these are a few imports that are needed, team. Yeah, it was not saved, sorry. So back in the terminal, I'm going to use this new one, and it's got hidden import pandas and so on. So it's very simple one, team. Xactions.py is the one code that I'm entering. Then there are a few hidden imports. So by default, it'll try and use what we have, because sometimes there can be mismatch, even Selenium. Drivers, we are giving the link to it. So anyone who has access to X folder, they can put it out here or change it to anywhere else that the drivers exist, and it should work there. And I'm asking it to put it into this folder as a name, Foxyiz. Let's change this name. Actually, because I don't think it'll overwrite, I'll say Foxyiz. Actually, instead of saying Foxyiz, okay, it's not happening from here. This would be a better version. That's the name, and here's my code. Oh, wow. Control C, Control V, and now it is going to package it together, team. So in our main folder, we have different versions that I'm creating. It's about 42 MB. That's the end size. That's it. I'll definitely upload this video for today so you can access it. And it is just creating an executable. So for me, when I'm creating a new demo, for example, for it, the only relevance is fengine and X actions. Oops. Let's say Foxyiz demo. This is the folder. So the first thing that I will put in this, once the, let's see, it's still doing it. So if there are few libraries that it needs to connect to, especially Selenium requests and pandas and so on, it'll take a little time, but it should generate this file. In this folder, now, what else do I want to copy? So if I go to my folder here, xcapability.csv has all the list of actions. So this is good to have. So I'll copy, in fact, X, Y, Z. I'm taking the latest ones, team. Execution is going on. No. Oh, it is here. XYZ. Copied this into Foxyiz demo. Let's put them first. So this is the latest version that I'm creating now, team. X doesn't need anything other than xcapa.csv. In fact, it doesn't even require that, but that's a good documentation to keep. I'll ask Grok to generate the latest README file. Meanwhile, sorry, there are too many processes running also. it's already overcrowded with my requests. Okay, so X, I changed it. In Y, what I need. So I think most of what I kept were relevant, so I'll keep it. In Z, I don't need any of the old folders like I mentioned, but I need a template of how Z action, Z dash, Z log, Z plans will be there. So I'll leave that. And let's see if this process is, no, it's still doing team. It's taking a little time. I think we're almost there. Yeah, you should definitely try at your end also, Visalakshi. If you've downloaded, let me know when you're ready. You can also share your screen and show it to me once, please. And so this is one solution or an approach. Similarly, every approach or solution will have it installation steps and to do. So I'll talk about it as we build this. Build complete. So let's see, please. Okay, let's F5. There we go. Foxyiz. That's the engine that got generated. So I'll copy this and I'm putting it into Foxyiz demo. I need this. And the other thing that I require are just those distribution files, team. Fstart, all, run, very simple ones. This is how simple it should look at the end. So fstart should basically say one sample. So I'm saying ymath1.json. I don't think it exists, but we have ymath.json. That's the simplest one. And we have UI, which is UI underscore COG, UI underscore HK, AI API. Okay. So this fstart. If I say fstart underscore all or hyphen all, API math. So these JSONs are basically saying where my pads will look present team. So that way I don't have to. So it can be an API test, a math test, a UI test, a SQL test, an AI test, any of them. Let's also add AI for a run. The difference is just here. There's no math3.json, so I don't need that. UI underscore cog.json, UI underscore hk.json. All right, couple of sample ones only, team. So my command out here, Foxyiz underscore demo. Okay. And run.bat is saying foxyiz.exe, fstart hyphen all.json. It's not foxyiz.exe, it is foxyiz.exe. So that's a change in my run. So I can basically just say run out here and it'll copy the same file text from the batch and execute it. So at this point, my Z was empty. So as it executes tests, it should be able to show us what's happening. Also the output out here. Things look decently okay, but then there's some challenges when it came to converting it and so on. So let's see. Math.json, see, float is not iterable. For some reason, math and API is only one that's causing the issue. But anyway, team, you have the old version, and I'll give you the new version also. So I'm showing you how the whole thing is being built. So while this is happening, Foxyiz underscore demo. It's creating a few things. Not everything is completed. Make sure that the key that, okay, anyway, you can try a little and Foxyiz. I'm taking this entire thing and zipping it and sharing you another link. So, Visalakshi, let me know if you want to show me the one you have. How is it running? Not sure, Selva, if you want to show me. I send drive.google link. That is the one that has this package that you can unzip. Nothing to install. It should just be something that you add. Basanta, hi. Let me know if you can download. So it's just a link to download, team, for now. I'm also uploading the latest version. There's a specific reason I'm not using Git or GitHub, team. But if I start seeing also a little bit participation, and once we want to play more with the code, then yes, I'll start using the SCM so we can collaborate there. All right, what else is happening? Selva, Vasanta and Visalakshi, did you get a chance to? Can you share your screen, Selva? Then I can tell you. Yeah, or Visalakshi, you can share. So let me make you presenter. Why am I not able to make you presenter? Oh, you connected via web, I guess. So that's an issue. I'm able to make Selva the presenter. Visalakshi, if you get a chance and you want to share your screen, right? Can you join back in the regular link on desktop rather than on the web? Can't hear you, Selva. Let me see if my
Able
audio
to see
is.
my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. And
Okay.
okay, cool. Yes, please.
So I have here. So this can I run the bat file?
Yeah, we can. Mhm. And the few more log steps and like preparing where the status is, I think we can add to it while it's preparing, but let's see if this does.
Yeah.
Yes, Vasant, I'll post that. Let me post also Fox's demo. There. Go to the Z folder meanwhile, see if anything is getting generated. Look at your timestamp and no, I think those were the ones I shared or
Yeah, it's a 927. Yeah, I think you shared.
mm, anyone with the link, copy link.
It's error.
Okay, no, it's executing actually. Let's let it do. because I don't know if it's saying error for everything. Math, like I mentioned, it did, but let's see if it opens up a browser. Math and API, for some reason, this whole thing was, there we go. So UI is working. As a package, UI is working fine. But through the IDE, I'm able to be able to execute everything else as well. Nice. So that was the old version, and then I sent a new version now.
Okay.
So there'll be two versions that we will release: Foxyiz as an end user version, Foxyiz
Okay.
as a developer version. So it's performing Cogmento. This is one application. It's using my credentials. Since you're just playing around, use my credentials, but if
Yeah.
it's crossing a limit, just change it to yours, please.
Yes.
And I also, that's nice, at least this is happening. Go back to the folder where Z is getting published. It is not doing everything live because there were a few performance issues that I'm trying to debug, but otherwise, so yeah, you see the timestamp API, there's a timestamp 940, and then UI Cogmento timestamp. Double click the API, let's see if anything happened there. If it's just zDash.html, then not, details are not here. Because it
Okay.
needs plans and resources. We'll come
Okay.
to that. In fact, you can also do a PyCharm or let's say IDE, like any other IDE. You can open this folder in it. Ah, okay, you opened it here itself. Nice. So go to Z. Yeah, the
Yeah.
zDash.html is only working via the PyCharm editor. So the zDash.html is basically a JavaScript embedded into HTML. So it will, so if you double click, it will show you the code. And depending on where it is stored, it will generate the final report to us. So if the tests are done, the next two UI folders that you see in Z, that should have more content.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see here.
Nice. So if you can double click on ZA result.csv, not the temp will go with zplan. ZA is actions, ZP is plans. So for every action, what happened, it will tell us if it passed or failed. And sometimes your plan has only two. So click on ZP underscore RES.
Yeah, this one.
So there was only one. What? Oh, okay. So there's only browser closed is only one that passed, looks like. So now if you try and right click on zDash.html and say open in browser and then Chrome, or yeah. So it'll give you a high level view also of what happened and what not. All right, so it just got loaded. So it just says there was one function called SD reusable. So there was only one plan. It had a lot of steps in it. And under actions, you'll see all the different actions it did. So it could open the browser, it could navigate, it could type, and most of it is pass. So I'm using pass 1, pass 2, pass 3 to see where those actual things are coming from. And then log into SD source demo, reuse. Oh, wow. So look at this. So what? Okay. You see this reuse underscore login? X reuse, the second last row. So here
Uh,
is where
yeah.
we combined a few steps into one step. So if you go to your IDE and go to the actual actions for this source demo website. So in Y, yeah, you'll find it in Y, UI. This is an old version, right? Yeah, but this is what we use. YA underscore SD. I think YA underscore SD2. Yeah.
Yes.
YA is the actions for us. YP is the plan. So what were we looking at? The last, just
Reuse.
scroll down all the way. Yeah, correct. So if you see the last 38 to 42 rows, the name of the plan is reuse underscore login. And the actions are open browser, navigate, enter username, password, and click login button. And if you look at row 36 and 37, it's just that reusable step where we're saying login to the browser using X reuse and reuse underscore login, that's the action name, and then close browser. So I think it worked correctly from that perspective. In your YP underscore source demo.csv, can we go to YP underscore source demo? Yeah, SD. There we go. Thank you. The next version should be much more clearer, I guess. Let's see. So here we have no. If you look at the run, this third column is no for all the tests except the last one.
Yeah.
So you can change this to yes to all the others. If you have a CSV editor, then great. And change it as a column level as well. Or just do a control F n comma, replace it with control R, I think, on this. Do a control R and you can make them all yes. And you can, so you basically select what you want to run at any point. Correct. And replace all maybe. Oh, wow. It changed it in both the places, even the plan ID, which is incorrect. Can you undo, please? Yeah, I think it's better to do it with, I think you need comma, comma, n, comma. That's the format that is searching for. And then you can replace.
Yeah, I
Wow.
get it.
Even in this world of AI, you doing manual work, man. Come on. Great. Really appreciative. Hats off to that. And I've been testing LLMs and Gen AI where I give it and say, do this for me, do this for me. And some of the engines will just say, models will say, okay, this is how you should do it yourself. But Grok it has been giving me at least output till I'm running.
Yeah.
So I'm using good. So you got the construct. I think I'm very glad at least, Selva, that you got the picture of what we're doing. You want to try the latest one that I sent? The
Yeah.
end process. At least the files are better organized. It'll be easy to debug. And
Sure, maybe I will.
you want to do it later? Yeah.
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay. Anyone? Vasanta, Visalakshi, you want to say something, show something? Otherwise, I think we're good. We have an output at least that's coming along. And what I'll do is,
Karthik,
go ahead, please. Is the test still running? What did he say?
sorry, Karthik. So if no one have any question, no, not able to hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Sorry. So what I want to ask is like, this is first time I'm doing this. So my doubt is like our overall intention is to make the own framework by using all the LLMs, all the AIs. This framework will be supporting for UI, AP, all the mathematical actions, all the class, file actions. It's kind of end-to-end framework by using AI. Am I right?
Um, Great question. So yes, creating end-to-end framework. Right now, capabilities are few API commands, few UI, few math, but we can add for SQL, and also for AI, we added a few commands. Um, AI is not used all the way, so it's purely an automation tool.
Mm.
However, once I'm able to give this README and or just a simple structure with a sample of how F looks, X looks, Y looks, and Z looks, any simple LLM and Gen AI tool is able to help us build, let's say, new plans, which is test cases, or action steps and designs, which is a test data. So the CSV management is becoming easier.
Mm.
And then I'm planning to write additional capabilities where we can say, um, run these tests, analyze them, identify issues, fix them, rerun them like a lang chain process.
Okay.
But every process that we should do should be easily identifiable for us as to what did we perform. So that's where these pads come. What did we want to do? What actually happened? What is the data that we wanted to use?
Got it. So now we are copying the locators, methods, and everything. But our final intention is, if you're just passing the scenario, it need to write the test case. It need to create the test scripts and locator everything, right? Kind of agents will do that. Agent will do that. Correct, Karthik?
Any LLM will do it, or we can build an agent. So this is basically an agent itself.
Mm.
Um, in the sense that, let me give you this Foxyiz PPT. This 5 is there, 6. Okay, let me come back to your screen. Give me a second. Where are we? Okay, we're here. So, all right. For example, all this naming conventions and all that was done by LLMs. I gave it a sample that
Yeah.
here is how I wrote a few UI tests. Can you add more? So source demo or the other applications that I'm showing, right? They all have been generated using Gen AI. I just give them a structure to them. Let me show you this presentation.
Yeah.
Can you open it in your end? This
Yeah.
is
Sure.
one version older. Where is my Foxyiz 6? There we go. Did you download the other version?
Downloaded. I had to
Okay,
paste it a minute.
expand it. Yeah, I shared just now the PPT link also. So
Yeah.
that's another good to have link. Is readme? I've just asked it. Oh wow. We'll analyze this readme.txt. What Grok gave me at the end. All right. So this is a PPT that I'm trying to build on. The basic concepts. If you look at the first 2, 3, 4th slide, maybe. I think it's still loading.
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I can see it's loaded. Yeah, I can hear you. You able to hear me, Karthi?
Am I audible now?
You able to hear me, Karthi? Yeah, I can hear you. You able to hear me? Able to hear me, Karthik?
How is it now? Yes, Selva, your audio is okay. It was just me playing around with my mute and unmute.
Okay.
Okay, next slide, please. 3 and 4. I don't know why the new version where I highlighted didn't come up, but basically, we're trying to solve a few things in test automation and quality engineering. So you can read through this later. Go a little down, you'll see slides which are black. I was trying to refer to, yeah. So this is how we're splitting everything, F, X, Y, Z, even as a structure or folders or however. And what was your question earlier? So, uh, and go to this next 6 and 7 as well as a look. 6 has this folder structure. So as simple, I can have just this much. F.py, xkpa.csv, like these are available to developers. Otherwise, there'll be fengine.exe
Okay.
or foxyiz.exe. So as a distribution, there's nothing to install. But we will point to the drivers, a few things if needed. Otherwise, I think it should be good. Yeah, number 7, please. So here, yeah, see. So if you look at F is my function where I want to do certain things. It can prepare. So if I give that these are my to do things, to do is nothing but in Y paths, plan actions, designs. And it will say, okay, these are what I want to do. F run will actually execute whatever we've prepared. F explore should be able to generate new YPads in the sense that, oh, here's the new application, use the same format and or new page or new user story in Jira, build new um, plans, actions, and designs for it, and it'll do it. And any of these Gen AI tools are able to do this. FBuild is saying that, you know what, my capabilities right now are only limited. I want to add utilities, I want to add database and so on. I can then add into new code and so on. And F manage is basically where we have a lot of things running. Um, like, you know, new reports are coming, same tests are being done, how we can merge them, how we can compare them, how we can do self-healing and a few additional good concepts in software test automation. So what is now then happening is for an end user, they don't use F too much or X too much. They will use Gen AI to generate Y and Z or assist in understanding Z. Z is all our reports.
Mm.
So what happened? What really happened? So that's the function where I have an engine. This current capability that I shared is, let's say, X 1.1. Some other company will do their own customized one. So to end customers, my goal is to, for a corporation, they will get the entire package. They need to access everything so they can customize how F works, X works, everything. But for a regular user, as a web-based front end, all we do is a CSV manager, how to manage all of
Mm.
these nicely. So,
Okay.
so all of my hundreds of uh, programs that I'm creating in Playwright or Cucumber or Karate and so on, I'm trying to put them all in CSVs. If I am unable to do specific automation, then we'll have a X custom type in which you write your own code. Exactly say what the procedure is and call it again in your plans. So X will grow, F can remain constant, Y will continuously grow, Z will be always changing. So that's the dynamics of it. Vasanta, Visalakshi, any questions from your end as well? And Selva, any more that you wanted to add?
I have one small doubt, Karthi. So the Y is capable of doing the CSV, right? We are writing the test cases in the CSV, correct? So is there we have a plan to give, for example, if I'm giving the scenario, first it will be converting the test case, then that test case will go for automation scripts.
Okay, so if I don't have an existing one, so I can just give a command saying, here is how Foxyiz works. And here's the sample WIP ads for a UI application. This is the login. Can you generate modes? It's all your prompt and can be used anywhere. It is not inbuilt within
Hmm.
Foxyiz. Foxyiz has two capabilities. Can you go and open up the new version? In that, AI also is there. And I think I added
Okay.
that in demo. So I can ask a prompt and I can get a response from it. And you can change your prompts and do so many things with it. Let's see. Also guide me how to make this GoToMeeting screen shareable. Okay, sure. So you joined Visalakshi through the browser. And one second, let me unmute you also. And there'll be a link in your email. When you click on it, it'll give you an option to download GoToWebinar on your local machine and be able to do it. But are we able to follow the same steps? What Selva is doing is important. These are 3-4 links that we have. Good. So I have the PPT, I have the two source codes and the grok. Any other questions, team? I know beyond half an hour today.
Karthik, could you please share the credentials and the link to the Google Drive? I lost them somehow.
Okay, no. Okay, how do I do this? In the emails, your emails, you'll see go to webinar link, which you used to join, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the same one. It's just a link.
For the
Let me do 1
oh,
second.
okay.
I'll go to webinar 27 registered. I'll search for your name, Salakshi, and resend confirmation email. I just sent to your Yahoo account, correct? And
Can you hear me, Karthik?
yes.
Yeah, so I don't know whether you're answering Visalakshi or my question.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Um,
Vasanta. I did it, Salakshi. 1 second. I'll do the
yeah,
same for you.
yeah.
So for you, let me see. Are you joined to the web? Yeah, you're also joined to the. So you're basically on a browser, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the problem. But let me see if you'll have to re-log in back.
Okay, let me know.
Meanwhile, I will send you that confirmation email again. So I went to go to webinar and logged in as admin and sent you the confirmation email. You'll have a new email. Again, same email that you used to log in. So Vasanta will be trying. Okay, I'll give it a few more minutes, team. Make this clear. Yes, please. Okay, perfect. Where are we? Selva.
I just imported that.
Okay, Nice, good. Can you expand AI? Let's do a little quick look at what is the plan P. So we have 5 plans, but only 3 of them are selected as yes. Now, context prompt, you need a file. Okay, that's fine. Oh, only text prompts are there. Context prompt also we can try. That's fine. Let's go to design, actions, and then design, please.
This action.
Yes. So if you look at the action name, you should get this rainbow converter or ID plugin. It'll help you to look at CSVs better. But under
Oh, okay.
action type is XAI column, and under action name next to it is X text prompt, X context prompt, X text prompt, X, and so on, right? So it's just sending a text prompt, and as an input beside the text prompt is API endpoint where I'm sending it, and API key. And the output I'm storing it as text underscore prompt or test case underscore file or weather underscore prompt. And I think expected is blank. Input, output, something wrong there. 1 second. How many columns there? CSV viewer.
Can I maybe open my system CSV view?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, locally, easier if you have that. Hi, Vasanta, you're back. Still shows web. Let me see. Yeah, I can't make you presenter on the web.
No, I was looking for the link to the Google Drive. Once
Oh,
we,
Google Drive.
yeah, and once we execute the JSON file,
Hmm.
we need credentials to log into the application, right? Those credentials I was looking for.
They're all there inbuilt, just like Selva did right now.
Um,
Everything that I shared is inbuilt with it.
okay. Then I need the link to the Google Drive. I don't know where how I lost it. I
Okay,
was able to download the earlier version, but
let
I
me
lost
send
the
you.
link. Yeah.
I just sending you all the links, the 3-4 links that we shared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Selva, again, same challenge. If you don't have Microsoft Office, then
Yeah.
just go back to the IDE, and here plan ID, step info, action type 4, 5, 6, 8. 1, 2,
Maybe
3,
you can
4,
see
5.
here and we can update that, right?
Yeah, so yeah, correct. Exactly. Okay, output response expected. Expected is blank. That is correct. I mean,
Yes.
um, and output is going to response. I don't know what is response right now. That is fine. So that is XAI. Let's look at design also. We can do it in the IDE itself.
Yeah.
Just want to do a quick execution. So you have both the versions to try. So here I have only my data design name is Grok, G-R-O-K. Under that column are all the values, endpoint, API key, test case, and so on. Only one. So if I want to add a different engine, all I have to do is add a new column call it Gemini or Claude or whatever we want, and add those endpoints here, okay, and the API key and any other details.
Oh, good,
Okay.
good.
Now you see step number 4 or row 4. So API key is my API key. You can go to APIX.ai and generate your own API key before that. Row 3.
Got it. Yeah.
All right. So now the test case file or
We
whatever you want to upload.
can go and create there, Karthik.
Yes, free. It's a free version. Oh no, actually
Okay.
it's not a free version. It asked me to use a credit card, so I put $5 in it, and I created at least something to use.
Oh, okay.
But use this, test it with it. That's fine for now. We're a small team.
Yeah.
Should be okay. But row 4 should be changed. Test case file. So the test case underscore txt that I have is very simple. Let me see. I don't even remember where it is anymore. It's just a um, context prompt. I see. Is it there text case underscore prompt? No. Let me give you.
In folder there is no test case
So
and
test
now
case is in Y. It should be in Y folder. Y AI. Okay, not in this version. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's actually in Y folder, not AI folder. Um, how do I share a file?
maybe if content, maybe you can put that content, Karthik.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. So that's a typical test case that we give. Did you get it in the chat? Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it, right? Is that right, Karthik?
Yeah, we store it in the Y folder.
Oh, okay. My folder. Here, can we give it as a current directory path like that? Dot slash or something? Will it take?
I think we should test both because I did for both. I don't know which version it is.
Okay. Because here, instead of giving the hard-coded path, maybe we can try with this, right?
It should be with that actually. That is the how it was working.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let me see. Try with both, please. Let's try with this. Otherwise, we can try with one more. You can give actually one more. This is design test case underscore file. Okay. Yeah, sure, Visalakshi. I didn't know you were. Okay, there you go. Now you're unmuted.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah,
You,
when the executable I ran, I just saw that app UI,
one
is it all that we
Visalakshi,
would
give me
see?
one second.
Comp gen or something?
1 second, please. I'll come to you. So, Silva, continue. Test with both,
Yeah.
please, and let me know which one. I'll make. Visalakshi, can I make you presenter?
Yes.
All right, great. So You can share your screen.
Should I click on the show screen?
Yes, please. All right, we can see your screen. Now go ahead, please tell me.
So are you seeing the PyCharm screen now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so let me expand that one fully.
Perfect.
And so this is where we have ran it, the whatever files, executables that you gave, and this is what we see here.
Nice, nice. So beautiful. I think it ran, and let's look at the output. Did it generate any output? Because
Where do I go see
in the
that?
same folder,
Uh-huh.
PyCharm.
PyCharm. Okay, okay. So here is what we have, right? The files that you gave after running it here in the from the demo folder.
From the demo. Okay. All right. So do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
Go back to your PyCharm,
Okay.
and I just want to see what we're running. So let's start with fstart.json.
Okay. I am a totally manual person, so I'm not
No
even close
problem.
to SDET, so
Let's
I'm struggling
Yeah.
here
So
to
just
jump steps.
on the I'll help
So
you. I'll help you. On the top, minimize all those folders first. Let's go to the
okay,
top, scroll to the top.
okay,
Even X, let's minimize. Yeah, we don't need them.
okay.
So, and also click on run.bat.
Run .bat file. Okay,
Okay, so foxyiz.exe, and you have that exe, that's good. Config fstart all.json. So basically it's a batch file, or what we call as executable. When we give it in command prompt, it'll do the execution for us. Okay. Now,
okay.
fstart hyphen all.json. Let's look at that. Right. So I want it to be simple for us so we can easily debug. All right. So I see. Now let's expand Y folder. Do I see API.json? Yes. Double click on that. Okay. Now it says plans, actions, designs. These are the important ones. Row 3, 4, 5, lines 3, 4, 5, right? So that's the 3, 4, 5 are the main ones. So why expand API also, please, on the left folder under Y. There's the API folder. Correct. Perfect. So now you see under Y API, there should be Y API 2.csv. There's a lot of content. All of this are there. There's more than what we need, repetitive and so on. So cleanup job has not been done. In the new version that I sent, it's a little bit more cleaner. No worries. Now, how are we running this? How did you run this earlier?
Run from the this command I copied and I put it in the prompt
Terminal?
there.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
here. But then it complained of that. I think the run. No, it's wrongly spelled. Let me do that one more time.
No problem.
Okay. So that's when it gave me this Norton some filtering.
Yeah, so the,
And
definitely your
that's when you
okay,
see
good.
this.
Let it happen. Let's go on. Good. Browser is running. WebDriver. It's launching. So at least some tests are running, which is good. Norton antivirus, that protection issue, right? See, even a virus is an automation thing itself. It's trying to do the same things. So for example, if you don't understand what plans, actions, and design were actually, we could write anything that is doing anything on your system. What I shared could be hacking into your system as well. So click on see details and you can suspend this Norton when you're trying to do, and you'll face this in other issues also. So if possible, suspend it later, only during execution.
So just close that one for
Or let
now.
it scan and
Okay.
let's see what it gives us, okay? Meanwhile, so execution is still happening. Do you see any browser open from? No. So let's go back here. Let's stay. No, it should be there in the first one of the first ones. I think it's all done. But why it didn't show anything? All right, let's go to Z now. Z folder.
Mm-hmm.
You can minimize Y. Why did it create anything? It didn't create any. But it launched the browser. Did it navigate? It was navigating. That's very. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. Now I see. No, do I? No, don't I? Okay, delete these files, these folders which are old. You don't need them. I think because of this restriction that we're seeing,
Now
right?
the Chrome is open.
Okay, I think it's still running.
Yeah, now it came with the SWOT, labs, and the UI,
It's doing both
Cogment
of
and
them.
UI.
Cogmento CRM, UI, and also source demo, I guess. You're right. Perfect, correct. So at least things are happening. We need to fix. Try the same with the latest version, please.
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
I can try
That's
it
good progress.
later.
And yeah, and definitely I'll share the code also. It's very messed up, but
Okay.
you can really help in debugging. And see if you can create some small tests, samples, and play around or minimize this too much to see what actually happened. Okay, I think
And
the timing is also correct. I'm looking at the wrong section. 10:22. Yeah, it is generating. So click on the Z folder API, all tools 5.
yeah, let me
Z.
minimize the other
Yeah,
ones. Go up and otherwise. Okay, so under the Z,
the third
uh,
last one folder.
why?
Don't do anything to that execution.
This,
All right. Yes, the third
okay,
last folder. See,
so
which
here,
ends with,
right under the Z.
yes, the one which ends
Okay,
with API, the third last one.
this one. Okay,
Correct. So it is, that means only zDash.html is there. That means it's not done or some issue is there.
okay.
Open the next one. See that the last few digits that you see is the timestamp just before API.
This numbers. Okay,
Correct. So it's a date, year, month, date, and then time. So
okay.
that way it'll create multiple folders, which we have to clean up later. Now this is going on. Expand the other one also, source demo. I don't know if it is done.
Where is that
Z
one?
folder, the only underscore SD.
Okay,
Last one.
this one.
No,
Yeah, okay, this
last one.
one.
Yeah, the earlier ones are all timestamped, right? We're looking at the latest one.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
now, okay, looks like this is done. Click on ZA underscore res.csv in this folder. No, above that. Yeah, no, the first file. There we go. Yes, please. Double click that. All right. You'll need a plugin. It'll recommend to just do a CSV better view, but basically says what happened at a step level, and then ZP underscore res dot CSV tells you what happened at a plan level. Yes.
Okay.
No? ZP underscore R, no? Just under that folder. Yes, please.
This one, right? Yeah.
Correct. Not the temp.
Open this one.
Yes, please. Double click. So it just had one plan, and this is what it did. Now, if you right click on zDash.html in the same folder, not, yeah, and say open in bottom, towards the bottom, yeah, little up, browser, Chrome, maybe. So this basically tells you exactly what happened to debug.
Okay.
Okay, so it could pass all of the steps, and in fact, this whole test passed, where it did all these operations. Wow. Okay, this is nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate
Sure.
it. So
Yeah.
I will also test the same similar way on the
Mhm.
latest version that I said.
Okay. And one more question generally on the SDET preparation. So if I'm trying to learn Python, so with that, would you recommend for the UI kind of automation, like, UI for the UI automation purpose, is Playwright a better option or Selenium a better option?
Playwright.
Playwright is a
Selenium is
better
also
option.
easy. We will look
Okay.
at that. But Playwright is
Okay.
very popular current, and a
Okay.
lot of companies are using it. And I will also do Playwright. I'm planning for this weekend if I get little time to finish that. But the other thing that you can do is also things like Tosca or Functionize or Mabel, a few SaaS tools. They have these free versions also. So without coding, how do we do low code, no code automation?
Okay. And the PyCharm it's not a open, I mean, it's not licensed, right? It will be a free version for some time.
It will
And
be correct.
so after that, like, what will you recommend to use?
PyCharm
Visual
is
Source.
fine, but you can also use VSS.
But
Any
if the
IDE is
trial,
okay.
but if trial version goes out,
They all have community versions where there's no
okay,
trial period.
okay,
I think you should also, I don't know which version, but community edition will not have trial.
okay, okay, all right, yeah, sure, thank you,
All right, I gotta go as well, team.
sure,
An hour more, but thank you.
thank you
Karthik,
so much.
please share the Google Drive link.
I just did in the chat.
I didn't get it. Oh, let me
It's all
see.
in the chat. See?
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
See
Sorry.
it?
Just a
Sorry.
second.
No
Let me
worries.
copy it.
Karthik, is it possible to share the F code?
Fengine.py.
Yeah, yes.
Then I have
Just
to also
for
share the xactions.py. Let me share both.
yeah.
Okay, so code. Okay, will do. Hold on. I'll just put it up there. Is my screen there? Okay, here. So this is the latest version. Xactions. Xactions.py. I'm copying this, and I'm also doing fengine.py. What are the sections?
Oh, which folder has the latest one? Latest code?
Let me see the latest one that I shared. I shared so many. 3. It is named Foxyiz, Foxyiz.
Okay.
I think that's it. F code. I'm uploading F code, Selva. I'll put this link here and in the live
Okay.
project, so that way we can test it. Okay, we'll connect tomorrow. We can go through a quick 30 minutes. But meanwhile, anything, reach out to me. Don't hesitate.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
But
you.
hold on, let me put this in the chat so you have the
Yeah.
access. What happened if code didn't go there? Share. Anyone with the link? Sorry, there we go. F code. Last message in the chat. All right. Thank you. Test it at your end and we'll catch up.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Karthi.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Let's see you tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.